Famous Women Live. It's Kay Adams, Denise Welsh, Kelly Brook and Nadia Sawalha.
People, if women are still
Well, the thing is, there is so much ageism in the workplace, isn't there? Senior people that I've learnt so much from, only for them to lose their jobs and make way for a younger generation that have less experience. They've just been made completely redundant because people don't want to pay them what they've worked their whole life to be paid, and I just think that's outrageous.
The other thing
there
is,
should be older people that have, you know, come up, that they've learnt their trades, that, you know, they're at the top of their game, and then all of a sudden just to be sidelined, I just think that's outrageous.
And the other thing is
that flat for a bit, and we were sharing bins with these teenagers that would just put like pizza boxes, all sorts in there. I got really early to come to work, and it was just, now I have this guy Dean. He's so lovely. He comes every 3 weeks with his power washer, and he washes the bins. Be bubble gum one week. he knocks on the door, goes, Kelly, do you want to come and sniff your bins? I'm like, oh, I'll be right out. He opens the lid, I have a little... Yeah, that's lovely.
I think Dean's an...
Honestly, I cannot. I just like the lemon and lime. He's got variety. Sometimes we go for a cinnamon-scented one.
Oh.
When it's Christmas. It's horrible, isn't it? I think... I was in a relationship which was probably supposed to be a 6-month relationship. It turned out to be like... There was nothing wrong with this person. They were sporty, lovely. There was nothing wrong with them, but I just did not have that feeling that they were in love with me. Ooh. And I thought, right, once I get that out of the way, I can fall in love with you then. And it never happened.
But when he said,
Of course, because you don't want to break someone's heart.
Did you ever...
Did propose to me. And at that, we don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. And it was just the most orcs thing. You know what? It's just not.
I'm not in love with you.
I'm not in love with you. Yeah, it was, and they were so angry.
Do you wish?
100%, because it's just wasting someone's time, isn't it? And I just think I was too, be honest about it.
I don't think you did a similar situation with somebody. Well, come on, because this person is wonderful in every way.
It is, you're just
you,
like
Kelly?
in love is so rare.
So how did it happen with... Did you know with him instantly? Or
I think I got to an age where I had no expectations, and I honestly, to be long distance for about a year, and it was really gradual, and I think really clear steps in our relationship. And with me, I can't even... I don't know if it's just I'm ready for that now, I'm more mature. I'd made so many mistakes with previous relationships. Do that again. I just cherish it so much that it's just a different realm, I think.
Do you have any...
They would fill up.
They do. Getting married is so stressful and exhausting that Joe was like, listen, I'm going to bed. Like, I'm literally do what you want to do.
So many people...
I wonder what he did.
No, not to me! I wasn't... No. Breakfast with some friends. I fell asleep. So I went to sleep. We'd got married in the first day I was married, a married woman. She got up really early. She was like, I'm going to go to the villa and get all the flowers and bring them. So she knows that that's something you can do. I get a phone call at 7 in the morning from... They are held hostage in the house that we'd rented. Jeremy and I had forgotten to pay the vendor. Italian.
They wouldn't let
them out. I wake up. We've got to go and save the guests. Down in Italy, finding every cash point to try and draw out as much my cousin and her and my best friend out of the.
So were they locked?
Wouldn't let anyone out. Jeremy was like, he's just being over the top.
Just
to get me out to rescue.
I like it. Well, we Brook and...
Yeah, I've asked my mum this. I did say to her after he passed, like, did he know this?
Oh, really?
There was always that hope with treatment that he would get better. And I do, they hold on for you. It's like, I don't think he's going to make it through the night. You should come home. And I remember a really profound feeling of like, it's all right, Dad, you can go. Like, you don't have to hold on. Like, you think he was holding on
for you to go.
For us to give him permission to go.
Oh, right.
I really believe that. And you hear, I only popped out for a cup of tea and I come back and they were gone. So I don't even, if you believe in this or not, energetically hold on to loved ones for longer than they really need to be here. Like, sometimes they're just ready to go and you've got to let them go.
You hear it so often, don't you?
In there for 2 weeks. We sat there for 2 weeks.
To come home, and I did.
Things that we say and do.
As well. Really? Yeah. Talk. Yeah.
Look after people. But loving her job at 60 and was told on the computer always doing that need to work in some people, and I have about weather or bins. That's something in the wrong bin. It's
funny, just lovely.
everything seems perfect, because I've had a very love for them, because I've got this feeling for them, and like...
When does it run out, though?
Yeah, you do.
Because you have these, like, lustful relationships where it's...
to the individual, and I found that just quite beautiful, actually,
It
him
was.
saying that. Did he have any... I don't think he should. I think it's beautiful what he did, but I want...
I think, from my experience of death, is that...
Certainly with Nanny Thelma, we were all sitting with her for days, and, like, no, I get it, because I'm not going to want to leave the room when my family is still there. I imagine...
Crawling with maggots. It traumatised me so much that everything on paper, you know, good look.
Talking about, you know, sex and love, but a brutal relationship, and went with somebody who genuinely so grateful to them. And every time
Don't do that, boys.
the heartbreak
Yeah.
that I
No,
was
it's
inflicting
horrible.
on something, on how religious a person is, whether they understand, to the point that we do have to laugh about it, because
That it was going to be, you know, terminal in the end. I think
incredibly special relationship with Matty. And there is probably something in that, isn't there?
Yeah.
Anxiety came in when I had having children. It just changes you about that, about this. It almost feels like it's become more dangerous.
Oh, really, aren't you? Of what
Oh,
it's
it
doing?
definitely gets harder.
I'm right, you know, oh, they need a nap. I thought, oh, just bring them along. They thought I was going to feel like I was at my grandparents' whatever. They had Grace. And Sister Helen was basically going to me, so, you know, and I'd always been a bit ambivalent. I was, oh, you know, whatever, we'll see, whatever happens, happens. What are you going to do?
Oh.
And I was like, but I did, on a serious note, it did make me think about, you know, did I want to be a mum? And I can't say it was a non-negotiable. But actually, you know...
That's the whole thing.
Oh, I don't
Really?
know.
Yeah,
And they were like rooting for, you know, Johannes and Jot. They were like really cool.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, really unexpected. I must bring the baby.
Oh dear, that's all we're going to have a lie.
Down Israel, what grey-haired ladies having to... in chasm in... What?
Did a woman
A
write
woman
that?
wrote that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah.
No,
Do you not think
yeah.
it's
It is-
patronising?
That we are very from 25 to 85. It's a, you know, we're very lucky in quite.
Would be on the scrap
society.
heap, wouldn't we?
Well, I know exactly. So, retirement age or so they thought, who have done a job most from the door and to feed their family, and admirably so. And it's not, keeps moving, and that's devastating.
For 14 or 15 years, the way that it was going to be.
They take a little speck from the war budget and
be a short-term measure, because hopefully we're having fewer babies. They're just unemployed, and that is the brutal reality of it.
But it's so unfair, isn't it, when people you know, who's 87. I think it's very brutal to make a person stop.
Interesting about that article is that
And I remember, you know, over the years I've worked with some fantastic that are coming through.
And they're cheaper.
Because there'd be a
Oh,
place
so-
in the workplace for
Denise
people.
is going to leave after this.
thread now. Making it technically so difficult for people of 60. Amazingly. That's a problem.
There are, apparently. I had this in Edinburgh a couple of years ago at the time of the festival, and it wasn't as bad as that, I have to say, but even as bad as it was, tumbling
Christmas
down.
is bad enough when they're not there for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Discusses the bins, like whether they were taken, whether... I was passionate about it. You're passionate about it.
I was living in a bagged up, and one morning... Dean, it's our little
I was wondering if Dean does any... I never
Favourite
thought to do
smell?
that.
I do...
Right. Well, I always...
God.
Coming up...
Oh, yes, I have. I 3 years. And this person, to the point where, because I'd said it so many times, and in the end, I just had to just own up to it and go, sure,
though, isn't it?
to kind of
Thing, but it's like it's almost mean.
What's more about that?
is where you care about someone, but love, actual true love,
Jeremy, and I'm taking that statement.
is family. You know, he's everything to me. I would not want to hurt him or like.
You might be playing a bit with fire now. Denise has just given me...
No, I listen. I now loving my husband and preferring to be with him than anybody, but that way, which is the wrong way to do
Yeah.
it. But I
Always a crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Going somewhere else.
There you go.
Is he right, Kelly?
Well, there's a lot of pressure, isn't there, on your wedding night to, you know,
stay away.
Jeremy and I mean, he was all like kind of like hyped up and everything on our wedding night. I wanted to.
Did you? I was thinking about him.
Actually, it was very traumatic, our wedding. From my cousin and her, they're hysterical. And it all got very as money as we could to go and pay this guy off to let.
Wow.
It was in boxer shorts at a cash point.
I won't even ask you, Nadia, because you were 6 months to a dying parent. Actually, when you hear him explain that, I don't know if I would use it.
I hope not.
I hope not, because I
To
think
be
that
honest,
was beautiful.
Yeah, and I heard it takes to
comfort.
make that So we didn't know where he was. You can do it. You know, you can do it.
if it's
You should have a
Family
judge have
and
somebody
person
yeah.
is will always.
Drive into my family home, and I just had this really.
You know, she's probably waiting, kind of thing.
Sometimes this thing about were you there, as if that,
Well, like-
say, Kelly,
Yeah.
sometimes somebody could be sick or whatever, and then, you know,
You
that
just
they've
don't
gone.
know.
And
Yeah.
I don't think...
Cancer for 20 years. We got an extra 20 months.
How old was
left.
he?
He must have been, well, he's 36 now, so...
For his father and how special that relationship was, and all of these things are less.
Well, that's why you
tangible.
should always, you know...
Go on then.
Careful, Kay, you know she can laugh.
It's a bit of stars in your eyes.
It is, isn't it?
Tonight, Matt.
So messy motherhood, Stacey.
Not talking. It's just a different. It's like it's just a game changer.
That had children.
Yeah. So all my
More
parents.
difficult than you anticipated.
And she was on the boob, so I was up and down the entire time. You'll have 20 minutes, and then you'll be up. Then you're up again. That for about
So hard.
a year and a half. I
Yeah.
just remember.
This is Dear Minnie.
Yes.
So it's conversations with remarkable mother.
Yeah.
So Dear Minnie, is it?
But it's
What kind of remarkable mums are we...
a mum of triplets, a documentary, and I was staying with a load of sisters. Great company. They were so kind of progressive.
The convent.
But I was at this existential crisis. I was like, you know, never. There was never that desire within me. Yeah, but
Did they get you involved in TikTok? Because you know there's none talk.
they really love. Like they love Strictly. They like because it's not really.
Your fault. I certainly know.
Minnie came on the scene. It's like I wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm not rational.
You've put yourself as well, because you know I've all...
Now I've got Minnie. I am saying no to a. That's what I mean. She's got football on a Saturday. I want to be around. I want to do all, you know.
one as well, haven't you? Which,
This is it.
Keep working. But there are many people that...
It's equalised because it used to be different for men than
Right.
it was for women. It's now been 50 years
Yeah.
and they bloom and hate them and they do them because they're trying to keep the family together.
You're asking me to ask the audience, who here, men and women, would still like to be working at 68? Kay Adams, thank you very much.
In that sort of state.
Oh, can't
it's
imagine.
something else, quite frankly.
She's lovely.
I fell in love with him. Like it was really.
Experience about love, old lady. There's the pictures. I don't know what you thought of those pictures. A few silky boxers there from Patrick. He says there's no excuse for grooms not...
Say that,
Back to the hotel so we can enjoy them for the second day, being a florist. So we had to drive around this small.
Welcome back to Loose Women Live. And your girl is in the studio with us. Somewhere out in the glamorous...
Exactly. There's a Mexican wave going on. Imagine that, winning a quarter.
Well, he knew that the news would make his dad happy.
With a lion. It depends what stage of lucidity
Yeah,
they're
and also
at.
the relationship...
I think it's a spoken thing. I do think that we're
Mum's, which was like sort of 13 years ago, but in light of what...
Again, Kate.
I'm with...
To bring your tap shoes.
I could actually my face.
How old is she now?
2, just turned 2.
yeah.
Honestly,
How are you feeling about that now?
I was like, I've never been more wrong for a very good reason. You're just, and it's so pretty straightforward. It was relatively straightforward. Getting pregnant, you know, we were very lucky in that regard. The pregnancy itself, the birth was okay.
To the was the visit to the convent?
She was trying to. Done, but so if I hadn't gone to the convent,
A documentary on rape on trial as well.
thank you. Yeah.
How does...
I bet.
older, yeah,
I bet.
even-
And the anxiety, my natural default. You know, I've travelled extensively. It's been such a treat. It's been the best.
Well, listen, Stacey, the book is out now. It is Dear Minnie.